Hey everyone, my name is Penny Zenker, and it's time to reset. This podcast goes beyond just navigating change. It's about new ways of thinking about how you can approach challenges, how you can shift your mindset when needed, create some space and grace for yourself so that you can rethink, recharge, and reprioritize when and where needed. Are you ready to unlock your full potential? Thank you for hitting play and sharing this next episode with me. It's time to reset. I'm so glad that you're here. Today's topic is how to have clarity or even certainty in a world of uncertainty. This is extremely present for me right now and potentially for you as well. The stock markets are going berserk. I keep looking at my portfolio and watching the stocks as they are plummeting. And it's a little scary. But brings up that feeling of how do we create certainty or clarity for ourselves and our team when we create the story around the uncertainty. That's how we make a story grow. I want to share the reset mindset is you can have clarity in your approach without having certainty of the outcome. Think about that. You can have clarity of your approach and certainty in that approach without having certainty of the outcome. When we can direct our focus on the things that we are certain about and taking the right steps, that in itself can help to reduce that emotional intensity. We can't solve an emotional problem with a logical solution. And we often try to do that, but it doesn't work. So here's something to consider. Certainty is not the opposite of uncertainty. That sounds like it would be, right? But certainty isn't about predicting the future. It's about anchoring yourself in the things that you can control. Things like your approach, your state of mind, your next right step, given the circumstances right now. Here's the thing. Certainty isn't in the external, it's in the internal. It's about how you frame that uncertainty that determines how you're going to interact with it. And that's why I want to reintroduce or introduce you to the reset mindset, because it's your certainty anchor. It's what helps you get certainty inside and how you can take the best next step given the circumstance. It's a repeatable approach that helps you draw certainty from within, even when external circumstances are uncertain. I use a mixed up Rubik's Cube to be the representation of the complexity of the world that we live in. And I bring it down to its simplicity, that you can actually solve this complex puzzle that has 43 quintillion configurations in just a few simple moves done over and over again. And the reason is because it's an algorithm. The same steps done over and over again will lead you to a solution every single time. No matter how mixed up it is, it'll bring you back to its completed form. And that's what the reset mindset does. It gives us a practice with 3 simple steps. Step back, get perspective, and realign. And the reason this works and gives us this internal clarity is because the first step is to step back. It's to step back away from the emotion that we might be feeling in the moment that raises the intensity that puts us into fight or flight. And when emotions are high, our intellect is what? Low. So we want to bring down that intensity, to step back, to get some objectivity, to look at the situation for what it is, not worse than it is and not better than it is, but for what it is. And then when we can do that, we can get some additional perspective. Because very often when we are stressed and lost in that uncertainty, our focus narrows. And then all we see is the story we're telling ourselves about where that uncertainty might take us, the gloom and doom. But when we step back and we reduce the intensity, we may be able to now explore the opportunities. This is how we let go of that emotional state to help us move into a more logical state. We move through it in this way. And what that helps us to do is get out of reactive mode and put ourselves into responsive and proactive mode. And here's a simple way to start that practice. Say to yourself out loud, name the emotion that you're feeling. Right now, I'm feeling scattered, unfocused, afraid, whatever that might be for you. Then say, because. What's the reason? What's coming up for you? Are you afraid because of your financial stability? Are you afraid that you might lose your job and that you're not able to keep up to build the type of skill set that you need? To claim it and acknowledge really what it is you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. This is going to help you allow the emotion to move through you and not hold on to it and not make it worse and make that story bigger and bigger. And then, of course, we can use our body to move through that as well. With breathing at times when we feel stress, is taking those big belly breaths. And a little trick is if you sip in a little bit more and hold your breath at the top and then release with a long sigh. You'll find that helps you to reduce the intensity of what you're feeling and brings you back into a state of mind to be able to look at things more clearly. And there's a lot of different little tricks that you can do to reduce the intensity in the moment. You can have a drink of water. You can also take aromatherapy that will immediately help you to recalibrate, to move through you. And if you're a leader and you're hearing people express their concerns, listen and let it sit for a moment. And you can help them by acknowledging, I understand how you feel. There is a lot of uncertainty, right? The business is looking for new ways to approach the marketplace, and we don't know 100% where that's going to be. It's okay to acknowledge that things are changing so fast and that we have to adapt the way that we work. And then you might bring it back to, okay, what do we actually know right now? And that helps us to get perspective. What do we know right now? What are the facts? How can we ground ourselves on what's within our control and what's not? We can get some clarity and some perspective on that so we know where to focus. And that's going to allow us, once we get perspective, to realign our action around what we can control, what we are certain of. And when we repeat this practice over and over again, to step back, to get perspective and realign, we can do this individually and collectively and fall back on that practice to navigate through difficult times, challenging situations, or anything for that matter. Because it's a way of thinking that helps to ground us and take our best next steps. That's something that can give us certainty in times of uncertainty. And if you're looking for other resources on the reset mindset, I want to offer you a free trial of myfuel.io. This is a way that you can interact with Penny AI. Use me as your coach for 7 days. Ask questions real time, things you're struggling with, areas where you feel uncertain, how to use the reset practice, and the core principles behind it. And also, I have 2 courses up on the Fuel platform right now, depending on when you're listening to this. The Reset Mindset, it'll walk you through the core principles and the strategies, stress management, and how to deal with stress in the moment. So go ahead and check out those resources. I'll have the links available in the show notes. And it's my goal to create resources for you and to give you that sense of calm and peace despite all of the craziness that's going on around us. And it's simply from resetting more often. I know this seems like a ridiculously simple thing, and it is, but we don't do what we know. What are your strategies for creating more certainty internally in these times of uncertainty externally? So I'm inviting you to take this simple practice and to make more reset moments as often as you need to so that you can address the stress that you're feeling, the cognitive overload that you're feeling, to sleep better, to be more creative when you need it, and just to understand that you can work your way through this the way that you've done throughout your life. This isn't the first challenging time that you've experienced. It's not the first time you've dealt with uncertainty. You have the strength. And sometimes all it is remembering the resources that we already have within us and something as simple as taking a reset moment. I'm so grateful for all of you. I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, thank you for spending this time with me. It really means a lot. If you're feeling a little off, distracted, overwhelmed, stuck, or just out of sync, remember that's your signal to reset. And that's all it takes, just recognizing one reset moment at a time. So stay tuned for more tips, tools, tricks, stories, strategies, all here on Time to Reset. We'll see you in the next episode.